Hello everybody, my name is Chip Chapman. It is the Diddler Cup Racing Series. We are right here in the playoffs, and we are here in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, at those two pit road officials from the Stone Mountain Race Memorial Speedway, a recently renamed and constructed track. But it's a good one here. Apologies for my voice. I was, we don't have to have a prayer today because we already had our memorial service. And there was a lot of screaming during the prayers, as we tend to do when we pray at the racetrack. So I kind of lost my voice screaming things during the prayers then. Anyway, my name is Chip Chapman. This is the round of 12 in the playoffs. We get them started tonight, and we continue it and go down from 12 to 8 after Sunday. Again, I'm Chip Chapman. I'm joined, as always, by Lightning Lord Shivers.
Hello! Hello, yes, it is time to go racing in Pennsylvania around another dangerously fast super speedway and cut this playoff field down. We trimmed it down from 16 to 12. We got to trim it a little bit more down to 8.
Yeah, we got ourselves a short track tonight. We got 0.75 miles, 150 laps. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to be faster and furiouser.
That's right.
Yeah, Lord, I mean, look at this. We got a familiar face on the pole. It's Jean-Paul Henry, his fourth pole of the season.
That's right, his fourth pole. He has yet to win a race in defense of his inaugural Diddler Cup Racing Series trophy. But I'll tell you what, he has always been quick this season, and it feels like it might come the right time for the Flying Frenchman to pick up his first win here. Goodness, Chip, you need something washed this down here. Have some bourbon.
Oh, absolutely. Let me go ahead and take myself a shot of that. Oh, God, that's good. All right, and on the outside is El Matador Toto Rosanna, who won our race last week. Again, El Matador Toto Rosanna, probably one of the best drivers we have that didn't make the field of 16. He's been running really good, and somehow just didn't make the playoffs. Just didn't have enough good runs this season. But again, Jean-Paul Henry sitting in 6th place after we readjust the points for the round of 12. You know, that's the thing. Last year, he didn't start coming along. He didn't start getting his big wins that ultimately put him over the top until late in the season. So this is about that time that we could see it.
It's Jean-Paul Henry's time. And, of course, you mentioned El Matador Toto Rosanna. He got his first win. What I want to know is if you want to zoom in on that hood, and we want to know what Air Supply thinks about this.
We can go ahead and see what Air Supply thinks about it. Let's see. Whoop,
Linwood.
There we go.
Linwood, you want to monitor 4?
Yeah, they don't seem too interested in that. Yeah, no, not from that angle either. So I guess they don't seem too pleased about it. But you know,
oh, they'll get it eventually.
Of course. But let's not just talk about these two drivers. Let's talk about our field of 12 who are vying for championship contention. And let's go through the field. Let's go through the field and see how this Dirty Dozen can handle things. Here at the Parts Unknown 300, it is the starting grid of this race. On the pole, you knew it already. It's Jean-Paul Henry with El Matador Toto Rosanna on the outside. On row number 2, it is Big Daddy Thibodeau, still in the hunt with Smiley Van Buren, a rookie who's been running really good, especially in qualifying this season. On row 3, Giacomo, also in the playoff hunt, and Reverend Pastor Chavez, just eliminated last week. He's still in the battle for 5th, which of course we'll talk about in a bit. Row 4, 542 Norman and Bucket Dushine, pair of rookies, including that Taco Baco car. On the next row, it's Fat Darrell and Jim Blossoms, a man who raced his way from the actual roads of South Tucson, still into the field on row 5. On row 6 is Dirk Tanaka. He already qualified for this round by winning one of our 3 races, and Cobb Salad, eliminated last week. Richard Blood on that row with Ricky Walton. Both those are still playoff contenders. Both are going to have to race their way to the front for this one. On row 8, It's Nikolai the Soviet Driving Bear and Ennio Sparini in that 28 wall-to-wall Salve car. On row 9, it's Petrol Topoff, another playoff contender, currently sitting in 5th in the number 9 car with Bowie Jessup in that 22 HCL car. On row 10, it's Agent Toby Keith and Paul Alcohol, our points leader, in the 35 car. Bad qualifying effort, but he'll have to make his way up to the front. On row 11, it's Harry Gunt and Jeff Gordon the horse in that number 8 Gunt car. On row 12, it's Morris Mayfield, that 69 car.
Nice!
And it's nice that he is still in the hunt, currently sitting in 12th place with Kevin Boner-Pillman, eliminated last week. On row 13, it's Joe John Winchester, currently sitting in 7th place, and Stumpy Lane, that number 9 Gum car. Hey, I don't want to hear that. Then it's Woo Ba Bali and... On row 15, it's Jeff Shanice, who got eliminated in last week's race, and Paul Walker in the 00 Nihilist Arby's car, currently sitting in 4th place. Doug Pork is at the back of the field, along with Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver. Wonder what happened exactly with that. But nonetheless, we are going racing in just a moment. Again, it's kind of like, when you go to church for like a holy day, or like you go to like a wedding that has a church mass as well. Yeah. You don't have to go for that weekend. We had our we went and had our memorial service. We already prayed.
Yes.
So I think we can go ahead and go right down to those not quite famous words in motorsports, but the kind they just get the point across, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yes. Okay, fellas. Remember, when they throw the red flag down there, it means you stop. And when they throw the yellow flag, it means, whoa there, partner, you gotta watch out. I don't want you speeding through a red flag zone. Jesus Christ, they're never gonna listen.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, they are, they're just going. They're going.
Go Eagles!
And we're seeing the pace car bring him around. It's going to be a short pace lap here. Oh, something's going on. Something is wrong with
now. Oh, no. Oh, now. Oh, my goodness.
Reverend Pastor Chavez was having issues.
Oh, man.
He's moving his way back up. He just got a little trouble getting started. And he already taps Dirk Tanaka. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. That is awesome, man.
I'm so confused as to what's happening. He gets his way right back into there.
Oh, the contact has already started. That created an accordion effect. Bucket Dooshine into this. We almost had a pileup before the start of this race.
Well, the pace car is off. So everybody, let's go Diddler. It's a goddamn auto race. 150 laps are going to go very quickly as Jean-Paul Henry motors out to the front. Let's see which line, the high or the low line, is the one that is the preferable race.
I just realized we're going to do the whole route of Smokey and the Bandit 2 and go from Pennsylvania down to Georgia in a span of 48 hours. Rest in peace, Burt Reynolds, you Florian son of a bitch.
And El Matador Toto Rosanna took that high line and just went for it. He is leading this race 2 laps in.
Look at this, they're racing side by side like it's the last lap, and they're only on the 2nd lap, now the 3rd lap.
They are going 142 miles an hour on this 3/4 of a mile speedway. Reverend Pastor Chavez seems to be out all on his lonesome, trying to get behind into a draft, but he is running pretty good. Unfortunately, already eliminated from playoff contention.
Well, of course, Jean-Paul Henry, he settled in the 2nd, but of course, since Parts Unknown Auto Parts is sponsoring this race, he picked up not just a $20 Parts Unknown Auto Parts gift card, not just a $30 Parts Unknown Auto Parts gift card. I've had way too much bourbon. It's a $50 Parts Unknown Auto Parts gift card.
And we're looking right now, Smiley Van Buren off the pace, already down 3 laps. I guess we understand why there was an issue that Reverend Pastor Chavez.
Yeah, we saw him drop off the 2nd row of the grid here. It looked like he was having trouble getting the car going. They spent the first 3 laps in the garage and got it going here, but that's a tough break for the kid out of Nebraska here. Surprise, Nebraska. Yeah, the surprise is you're out of contention early, bud.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, but they're going to get some laps in. Again, he's a rookie. He's got his teammate Paul Walker to watch for. and to make sure that he can help get that team a championship. But yeah, he's got a lot. He's going to get some laps in on a new track for him, a short track, which you don't see too many of those here in the Diddler Cup. We see enough, but they're definitely in the minority there. And I think Van Buren can get some experience in this race.
And it's high banked as well. You know, a lot of these short tracks are very flat. You know, you got to use the brake. Here, there's a lot more banking, so you can carry a lot more speed through the corners. And that means it's going to put a lot more stress and strain on the tires. Of course, I didn't mind too much. I was just driving until the wheels fell off the damn thing.
Oh, no doubt about it. We're looking at Big Daddy Thibodeau in 4th place, looking pretty dang good. He's in 11th place after we adjusted the points. Again, playoff points are awarded based on performance over the course of the season. And when we readjust the points every round, that is how we get. Everybody starts with 6,000 points at the start of the round of 12, and then they get adjusted based on their playoff points. So Big Daddy Thibodeau, a little less than that, but he's running pretty good. That's a quick way to move your way up into the field. You only got 2 races to do it in, and then we drop the bottom 4 out. And then we got another 2 races when we go from 8 to 4. And then it all comes down to our final race of the season. And that'll be happening in 2 weeks' time, as we go Thursday to Sunday again next week for the round of 8.
Oh shit, that's right. We got round of 12 Thursday, followed by Elimination Sunday.
With a lot of Ys.
Yeah, it may still be spelled with Y's, even though this is no longer the Jesse James Dupree. We are still spelling it with a lot of Y's.
We're just stubborn as hell, that's why. Looking at Richard Blood right now, he's right behind Petrol Topoff, sitting in 14th place. Richard Blood, again, that's been a story. He's sitting in 8th place, just 3 points clear of the drop zone. And, hasn't won a single race yet in the Diddler Cup. He's been running really good. He's always in contention, just has not been able to finish the job. In fact, that can be said about all the Chevys in DWI, not just Richard Blood, not just Stumpy Lane, but Jean-Paul Henry currently running in 2nd.
It's very fascinating because Dixie Wimmer Incorporated have built some of the fastest cars on the circuit over a single lap, and especially with seeing it in qualifying, and the race pace ain't bad. They just haven't won a big race yet.
They have won 8 pole awards all season long.
Do you know how many parts unknown auto parts that can buy with 8 pole awards on the season?
It's amazing to see that. I don't understand why they're not using them to buy something that'll keep them in contention to win a race.
You could buy the plastic cover for a Saturn L Series engine with some of that, or you could buy 150 Little Trees air fresheners.
You sure can. Absolutely.
And that's the thing. You never know what it's going to be until you open up the bag.
That's true. You buy those mystery bags they sell there. And like sometimes you can use it, sometimes you're out of luck. Maybe they're just out of luck every time they get their gift card. Looking at right now, a driver's running in the top 10 right now. Cobb Salad looking to make the pass on Jim Blossoms. Jim Blossoms still in the contention for the playoffs. Cobb Salad getting right up and in his bumper.
Of course, Cobb Salad is looking forward. Of course, he's out of playoff contention, but most importantly, he just wants to bounce back after being driven up from the business. Damn, he's racing Jim Blossom real hard. He's right up on that back bumper.
He's taking looks for a pass, but Jim Blossoms is driving that car very good. Talking about a driver that got his win when he needed it and has just put himself into contention, and maybe this will help Dirk Tanaka right behind him. Up there, here comes Cobb Salad for the turn. Can he complete the pass? Blossoms is going to have to let him, or else they're going to wreck.
Oh, and the way Cobb Salad's
good though.
The way Cobb Salad's driving, I think he would be willing to break every bone in Jim's Blossom's body again.
I mean, it would probably happen pretty easily. I feel like it's one of those things where if you break something the first time, it's easy to break it again, or fracture something, or dislocate something. 23 laps into this race, and they are racing really good. Let's keep an eye on Jim Blossom. He's kind of out on his lonesome somewhere side by side with Dirk Tanaka. Dropped a spot to 7th. He's going to drop a spot to 8th, as they come around. But we're seeing pretty good. And again, Cobb Salad, of course, found himself in the Great South Tucson Abyss, as we learned it was called. in last race, which of course put him in last place. He wrecked, got spun out, and yeah, basically
went to Waffle House afterwards.
Exactly, yeah, that's what he does. He just does that. But Jim Blossom still in contention, 10th place. He had a good top 10 finish, I believe, at the actual Road to South Tucson. He's coming alive. He stays in this top 10 position. He's going to move himself from 10th place way up the charts. And
now, I think that's the only time that we've ever seen Cobb salad at a Waffle House. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever get Cobb salad at a Waffle House, but, it happens.
No, until Triple Hash Brown makes his debut out from the developmental ranks, this will just have to do.
Fair enough. And that's a good point, Triple Hash Brown. We're keeping an eye on Triple Hash Brown in those developmental leagues as well. Giacomo, again, in 6th place. 2 wins on the season. Easily one half of the most dominating team in Diddler Cup racing, along with Paul Alcohol, who's only running in 20th place right now. Not a good run for Paul Alcohol.
Oh no, not to start this playoff run. Remember, I believe he's sitting at the top of the points as Paul Alcohol. But if he finishes like this, it's going to be a hard trek. It's going to be a hard mountain to climb up.
And it is. Well, again, the thing with this is that again, for those unfamiliar, we are down to the round of 12. We started with 16 cars of this 32-car field who qualified for the playoffs. We eliminated the bottom 4 at our last race. We have 12 cars, and again, we'll remind you of who they are in a little bit. We're focusing on them mostly, and the way it works is they get readjusted. The top 8 in point. Now, if you win one of these 2 races tonight or the one on Sunday afternoon, you get an automatic pass into the next round if you're a playoff contender. So right now, Jean-Paul Henry in second place. Win this race, you're in. Don't worry about your points. You're already in. But the top 8 will make it beyond Sunday with 3 races to go. And then we have 2 more races and those 2 teams. And then we drop, after those 2 races, we drop 4 more. And then the 4 remaining teams, 4 remaining cars, will make their way to the final race of the season. Best finisher wins. That's simple. It's as simple as that. And we're seeing Giacomo running in 6th place. Not a lot of passing on this road course, on this short track, but it's just a matter of how consistently you can run. We're already 34 laps in on this 150 lap race.
That is, this is going by real fast. And we'll start to see, the concentration of the drivers, how well these cars are set up for the short runs and for the long runs in particular. I tell you what, that long run pace is going to be important because we haven't seen a whole lot of wrecking. Mm-hmm. I figure somebody's going to try and get real brave here in a second and try and shoot one up the middle, then pow, T-bone them right in the damn wall.
Now, just to show you how important this is, and how special a racing series the Diddler Cup is, you are looking at the number 2 car. Sponsored by Russian Bears to You, part of our Russian racing team, Matryoshka Inc. That is driven by an actual grizzly bear, Nikolai the Soviet driving bear.
But look who he's chasing. Look who he's chasing up to head. That's 542 Norman in the Florida Georgia Lime Dodge. That is a 13-year-old child that we have put into a 700 horsepower stock car automobile.
Absolutely. And told him, you know what, go ahead and drive it. And he's running in 10th. Why not? But the driving bear, Nikolai the Soviet driving bear, is basically in dead last place. Has had some terrible runs all season.
To be fair,
place is outstanding right now for that bear, but I don't think he understands it because he's a dang bear.
That's right. He doesn't understand points or championship implication. He just knows how to go fast and hibernate during the winter months after the season ends.
Exactly. That's why we have to run. That's why we have to run out. That's why we have to finish this up before the winter because he's got to hibernate.
That's a whole lot of sleeping and not a lot of pooping.
No, not at all. Just all backed up.
He goes fast, he turns left, he shits in pit lane. He is Nikolai, the Soviet driving bear, represented by Matryoshka Inc. and that weird fellow crashed that one time. Their weird Antonio Antonov.
Yeah. That's their weird representative that spoke for Petrol Top Off.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from
Salad, who's right on the bumper of Giacomo. There's a big gap between 7th and 8th, about a second and a half right now, as we are getting close to a third of the way through this race. It's 150 laps on a 0.75 mile course. That tells me that there's going to be some green flag stops if there ain't no cautions, and we haven't seen them anyway.
Yeah, we're seeing two of the races drivers, of course, Giacomo. He went back-to-back earlier this season, clinched his way in the playoffs. Cobb Salad may have, statute of limitations over, right? We kind of snuck into Daytona, and he won a Daytona, quotation marks, 500 more quotation marks, and then met us at the Crystals after the race to lose the cover.
Well, there you go. There you have it. And we're seeing him. He's actually got some good runs in. Unfortunately, just had some bad luck. He's been really inconsistent. But again, for a rookie, he's on a good team. He's got Joe John Winchester as his teammate. He can learn a lot from that 4-7 car, who actually right now is running. He's a playoff contender, but he's running down in 25th. Having a really tough time right now. He's got Wu Ba Bala right behind him. He's and he is right in front of that 69 car.
Nice.
Sorry, the 69 car is right in front of him.
Nice.
There you go. And that is Morris Mayfield, only 8 seconds off the lead. But again, it's hard to pass. Passing comes at a premium. You got to have a good car. You got to hope your pit crew is going to help you out on pit lane.
And speaking of premium, there is only one premium grade racing fuel that is good enough, man enough, and worthy enough to sponsor the Diddler Cup Racing Series. And that is Bapus Premium Grade Automobile Fuel. You can get it at any Bapus fueling station across this good old country and parts of other countries that have licensed the Bapus name that we are not aware of because we're not familiar with those types of lands and places where you can get fine premium grade Bapus oil. It's an international treasure. Put a little Bapus into your tank.
Bapus.
Damn, I love when we get in sync like that, Chip.
I know, it sounds wonderful. It's just music to
have another shot of bourbon.
Woo. All right. I think I need it. Clears out the sinuses. All the bacteria. It just kills everything inside of me.
Got some Fireball on standby just in case we run out of bourbon.
It kills everything inside of me, including the fact that I'm already dead inside. Paul Alcohol is not looking good right now in 20th place. He's got a lot of playoff points, though, so hopefully he's got a bit of a buffer zone. But he ran so good in these. He has been running so good all season. It'd be a shame to see him get eliminated, but those are the playoff rules. Again, we're going to go a little bit closer to the front of the field. Over to 12th place, Petrol Topoff has been a quiet contender. Currently sitting in 5th place, has been just running so good all season. Got one win. That got him into the playoffs. That number 90 car. Again, it's a Cyrillic number. It's a Russian, like their language number. I know it looks like a 4. It's a 90. Just trust me, it's a 90, 90. We already got a 4. It's Giacomo. Ain't messing around with that. Just like the bear ain't a B. But speaking of, he's right behind Nikolai the Soviet Driving Bear, so that's a good drafting partner.
You know, you don't get much drafting help on a short track like this. It's all more about rhythm, but, you know, if you work together in tandem, you can help push each other through the field. You know, kind of like team tactics are very important. I remember I had a teammate once, and I just helped push him all the way in the turn 3 wall because, goddamn it, I was a lap ahead, and I told him to move his damn ass out of the way, and he just wouldn't give. So I just T-boned that sumbitch right in the wall.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And they had the audacity to tell me that I was endangering other competitors. You should have seen what he was doing out on the track right there.
Dang, well, I mean, you know,
cut me off all the time.
That's something we don't typically see in the Diddler Cup. They don't have to move for anybody if they're passing, which again is a little bit of a different thing. And you know, again, we're seeing Petrol Topoff now. Again, Nikolai Soviet Driving Bear as his teammate may just want to let him pass, may not want to challenge him too much. but may be kind of plowing the way. But also he's a bear. He's a bear.
The bear ain't gonna understand shit.
Exactly.
The bear is gonna understand gathering and eating and driving fast
and pooping in the woods, which they do. I've learned.
Yes. Bears do tend to do that, and sometimes people do that well with few enough facilities and enough inebriation.
Well, look at this. We're seeing a big log jam here, almost a log jam.
Speaking of pooping,
speaking of pooping, a log jam. It's a line of 5 cars from Jim Blossoms in 8th all the way down to Petrol Top-Off in 12th. Thought we'd have some interest in passing. I think the Russian cars were taking a good look on the low line.
At a couple of playoff contenders. Remember, Dirk Tanaka in 9th. He starts this round of the playoffs second in points. He's 18 back of Paul Alcohol. Paul Alcohol still coming into the lead. So one bad finish may not hurt him, but 2 bad finishes, ooh, that would be nightmarish.
Yeah, that would not be good, especially for having such a good season as any of these drivers have had, especially like Dirk Tanaka and Paul Alcohol. But Dirk Tanaka looks like he is looking to compete, and again, I think he will be helping himself out, insulating his spot. Remember, you just need to make it into the top 8, and then the points reset again. So Dirk Tanaka is already starting in a good spot. Jim Blossoms is going to be the one who's got to race a little bit more urgently. Speaking of urgent care is what he's used to. That is an ambulance painted looking car sponsored by Plasmatron.
Shep, I must admit, I've seen I've seen his medical tab. I think some of those injuries are well beyond the capabilities of your basic urgent care facility.
Oh, fair enough.
Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to try to do it. I'm not saying they're not going to do it. I'm just saying they're under-equipped to treat massive trauma like the kind Jim Blossom suffered at Tulsa last season.
He just suffers so much on a regular basis, to be fair, that, I think it's just such a useful, he's just so used to it at this point. But look at that gap they are creating. It's been about a second and a half. It's expanded by about 0.2 of a second. But again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our leader again. El Matador Toto Rosana got Jean-Paul Henry right on his tail. It might be a race off pit road when it's time for green flag stops. Reverend Pastor Chavez right behind him, looking really dang good, racing really well. I guess
he's got nothing left to lose now.
Yeah, he's again now that's the thing. All the cars that are qualified for the playoffs, as they are eliminated, they will have their scores reset back to what it was when the playoffs started, and then the points will be accumulated normally, so they can battle for 5th place. So by the time we're at our last race, the 12 drivers already eliminated are still racing against one another for 5th place. So Reverend Pastor Chavez got a lot to still race for as we speak. And again, a 3rd place finish as he's running right now. We're at lap 69, by the way.
Nice.
He has got a really good car. He had an unfortunate a time over at the actual roads of South Tucson, a race that he won earlier this season, but he was caught up in the back of those of the pack and just could not keep pace, and unfortunately it spelled his elimination along with 3 other cars.
That's right. Cobb Salad fell into the abyss. Kevin Boner Pillman just couldn't get it up when he needed to, and the Iron Jeff Chinese of the Jeff's Chinese car, the invincible man of vehicular disaster.
The reason we have this racetrack.
Yes, the reason we have this hastily built racetrack. Those 2 pit road officials from the Stone Mountain Race Memorial Speedway in Langhorne, Pennsylvania.
Which, by the way, we are visiting again next week, or this weekend.
Yes. No,
it's
to be fair,
timed well.
Like I said, we're doing the whole run of Smokey and the Bandit 2, going from Pennsylvania down to Georgia.
And we might kill as many people on the way, apparently.
Buddy, why settle for 2?
Exactly. I mean, we have to rename this track again next year.
You just got to be like an NBA team in the year 2018. Why settle for 2 when 3's better?
Absolutely. What we're looking at now, and I think we're going to start seeing as some of these faster cars have to contend with lap traffic. I don't think we're seeing it just yet, but we're getting close to that. Is the pace car, of course. Bucket Dushine. Big Daddy Thibodeau sitting in 4th place. Reverend Pastor Chavez, Henri in 2nd. Henri is right on the bumper of El Matador Toto Rosanna, looking to make a pass perhaps. We are halfway through this race, the Parts Unknown 300. It's a 3-car pack, a little bit of a gap, then another 4, and then we got the big pack of cars kind of lining up behind. So we're seeing who is potentially going to be a lap down soon. It is Mr. Naga's most glorious driver. Not sure he's that close to being lapped. I think he's looking all right, but he's got Smiley Van Buren right behind him.
It was already several laps down, and as we mentioned, had trouble getting it even out of the pit. So, he's a non-factor here. Smiley Van Buren's goal is just to cause as much trouble for everybody else around him as possible.
That's kind of been his MO, though. I think him and the other rookie on Spub and Mort Ports. That, of course, Bucket Dushine in that Taco Baco car, number 55, who's running in 5th place right now. But look at that right now is Paul Walker running in the bottom 4. Not looking good at all. This is going to spell disaster for his playoff hopes. He is in 4th place. He's got 19 points above the cutoff line, as you can see on the scroll below at the bottom of your screen. You can see how the race is hanging. That is of those are not live scores. Those are as of the start of this race. So we'll have them updated for you at the end of this race once we have the official results.
Of course, here at the Diddler Cup Racing Series, this is a fairly new championship, but we all have our roots somewhere in the world, and this reminds us that we're coming up close to the anniversary of the death of one of the great drivers that I had the privilege to race against when I was touring in Arizona and Mexico, named Speedy Sandy Balls. Yes, Sandy Balls won four state championships in late models and super modifieds, of course. This is coming up on the 14th anniversary. At the time, he was playing around the golf with old friend Fuzzy Zeller, and he just got his head crushed under the golf cart wheels right in front of his own kids.
It's okay. Just take a swig of that bourbon, Lloyd. We'll remember.
I'm going with Fireball.
Okay, well. You can pour a little out for Sandy Balls, but not too much because we're still drinking it.
For Sandy.
Absolutely.
For Sandy and his balls. And for his children, had to see his face mauled underneath the tire treads of Fuzzy Silver's golf cart.
Man, his kids were there too?
His kids were there. They saw the whole thing.
Oh, damn.
They got the splatter on it and everything.
It was like a Gallagher show, apparently.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, dang. Well, hopefully they at least had the ponchos ready for that. But we're seeing a 3-car field right now. Again, we're seeing a big gap between about a half a second between 3rd and 4th, but it's slowly closing up. I mean, I feel like Henri and Pastor Chavez are probably our 2 best contenders to challenge El Matador Toto Rosanna for the lead.
Look at this. You've got an international top 3. You've got Reverend Pastor Chavez, who came over from Venezuela with just a few bolivars in his pocket and a dream of going fast and wrecking everybody in his way. You've got Jean-Paul Henri, a French road racer who's turned the American stock car racing game into his own American dream. And I don't know where the hell El Matador Toto Rosanna's from. Sounding from his froggy-ass voice, I can't even tell whatever the fuck. But he drives like a son of a bitch, too.
And he's had himself a hell of a late charge in the season. Maybe making that charge for 17th place. Best of the non-qualified cars. And again, he had a great first year in the Diddler Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if this 75 team sponsored by Air Supply, as he is heading to pit road. It is green flags now. I believe we're seeing it.
There we go. The mechanics oh, damn it. Oh, Jesus. They're just rolling out the tires, ain't they? Oh, Jesus. Damn. Look at these boys. They're tripping over the pit wall.
Well, the most important thing is we're seeing Jean-Paul Henri staying out there, taking 5 big points to lead a lap. His first lap he has led because he didn't even lead lap 1. That was taken by El Matador Toto Rosanna, and it looks like Reverend Pastor Chavez has decided to pit as well. Again, we'll cycle around and start seeing how they all move. But let's see how long he can do this. How long can Henri stay out there? I mean, do you just kind of wait and be the last to pit? Or do you just decide, you go when you want to go?
Of course, I ain't much about fuel economy, but if you build a good engine that's powerful, chances are you're going to burn less fuel as well. So John Paul Henry, I think he's getting good mileage out of this engine here.
Well, there
he's going to be capable of running. Oh, here it is. Yep, I feel like those laps he stayed out a little bit longer could be crucial. Let's see how this cycles out.
We're going to see. We haven't seen any stoppages yet. We've got about 56 laps to go. Again, you're seeing a lot of cars drop a lap down. And look at this. We got Pastor Chavez and El Matador Toto Rosanna racing. And El Matador Toto Rosanna just made the pass and is in front of Pastor Chavez. Now, they're not at the front of the pack, but let's keep an eye on that when they start to cycle through.
That's right. While this is cycling, we got a wreck. We got a wreck here. We got trouble.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Somebody's in trouble. We got a yellow flag for something or other.
Not sure what. We'll go ahead and check it out.
Oh, we got smoke. We got smoke. That's not smoke, and that's not steam. There's no steamed clams or steamed hams up here.
Well, this just turned the entire race on its ear.
Holy Moses!
Pace car coming out. And Cobb Salad getting to pit road now. He is pitting under caution.
And this may force, you see drivers like Woo Bob Bob, they're having to call an audible for the original strategy of we ain't pitting.
Well, damn, we're going to find out what happens. When we get to our highlights, we're going to find out what happened. That was lap 95. I think the caution came out. We'll keep an eye on it before that. We're going to see as they cycle around. But now we're seeing this is why you hang out there as long as you can. As you got cars passing pit road, and you got cars coming off of pit road and going on, there's a lot of chaos. You don't know if the person in front of you might be pitting, but if he does and you don't know about it, you got to maybe adjust yourself right away.
There's Lee Corso. He's of course a foremost football analyst and our pace driver for some reason.
Pretty much.
And he is also, as we found out on the actual roads of South Tucson, an untrained but apparently capable enough fighter jet pilot.
Man, is there anything he can't do?
That's the thing. I would tell him that there is, but he's just crazy enough to try it.
Yeah, let's just...
I admire the hell out of that, by the way.
Yeah, respect. Absolute respect there.
He is not on fire.
He is not on fire, not at all. That's amazing. That's amazing. But we are seeing a very interesting thing happen. Cobb Salad, our leader, as somewhere during the green flag pit stops, the caution came out.
Did they pick up the wrong car? It's very interesting because it picked up El Matador Toto Rosanna as the race leader. But where in the world is Cobb Salad?
Well, that is the game we're talking about here. I think we're going single. Are we going single file on this restart? That's what I'm wondering. We're gonna have to find out. Pace car still out there. I don't think we've seen the lights come off yet. We're still under caution. Again, it's only a 3/4 mile racetrack, so a lap does not take too long, even under caution. We're not entirely certain what is happening yet. We're seeing how the field shakes up.
It's shaking quite a bit, and it's starting to settle. And speaking of things that are settling, particularly at the bottom, when you just when nature calls, but you're trying to drive across state lines with a truck full of smuggled up liquor, you gotta go when you gotta go, and when you gotta go when you want to go. You go with Resharts, the official adult diaper of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. Whether you're taking the green flag or you got a case of the green apple splatters, Reshart adult diapers helps to keep you on the track.
You don't want
my name ain't Lightning Lloyd Series.
Your white flag don't want to turn brown with Reshart. And we see the lights are off, so we're going to go 51 laps to go when this pace car is off the track. We're going to have green flag racing on lap number 100. And we're seeing it now. We are seeing the leaders come around. And yeah, we got the people who are a lap down all around on the other side here. Now that's the thing. We're gonna see how this goes, and we got a double file restart.
Double file restart. How about that? How about that?
That usually means that the lap down cars have to be on the inside, if I'm correct.
We'll see here again. It's timing and scoring is picking up Cobb Salad as the race leader.
That they are. We're gonna go ahead and see green flag racing. We are at 51 laps to go. Cobb Salad, your leader. Bucket Dushan is just about to get lapped. He is on the lead lap. And he is trying to get himself back in there, into contention, along with Giacomo. And the times have just increased. You can see they're just adjusting because of the caution. That's why they saw that they were so far out. But again, I don't know if they have the speed to do this. As we take a look at our leader, Cobb Salad, he is in a pack of cars. He is in a pack of cars. He is on the high line, which I don't know if that's been the better way to run. He's trying to follow that groove. He's taking. Oh, he's going to pit road. Well, this is why. This must have been why. He is on pit road. And I'm not sure if there was issues or he just stayed out during the caution. Or if
leave those laps. Get that TV timeout on air. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, might as well. But Petrol Topoff looks to be your leader right now in that number 90 car with Fat Daryl right behind him. Fat Daryl in that number 81.
Fat Daryl, a multi-time race winner. He has struggled so far this year. Wouldn't it be awesome for him to get his first win?
Yeah, it would be all the ham. It'd be the first win for the entire Adjective Foods team. Not a great season. No pole awards, no wins. Fat Daryl won 2 races last year.
No side items, no garnishes, no extra slaw, no extra sauces.
Well, that's part of their bonus structure, I believe. But look at Fat Daryl. He has taken a good look, and that's the thing. These are cars in front of them, Stumpy Lane and Jim Blossoms and the Lack, that can all potentially be causing issues and causing traffic. We are looking at 45 laps to go on this 3/4 of a mile short track that has caused absolute havoc. For those joining in late, a caution on lap around 94, 95. We're going to go see it during our highlights. Happened while some of the leaders were on pit lane or making green flag stops. Not everybody had stopped for a pit stop. That's why we're seeing the race as it is. So many cars a lap down and a big gap between 8th and 9th.
Folks, this race got even stupider, and considering the premise that we have a bear driving and chasing down a 13-year-old child and
a horse. Don't forget the horse.
Don't forget the horse who was running in 14th. His name is Jeff Gordon, the horse.
Yeah, he's a horse named Jeff Gordon. I don't know what's so hard about that.
He's a horse named Jeff Gordon, the horse. Yes, that's a very common name.
And we're seeing right now, we're looking at who this whole situation has benefited. And look at our playoff contenders. Here's Joe John Winchester taking a look to make a pass, move from 8th to 7th. He's
John Winchester.
He's looking to run in 7th in front of Harry Gunt, the Ham Bandit, and that's So Much Chicken 8-2 car. Joe John Winchester was at the bottom of the field. He's suddenly in contention. Paul Alcohol is now running in 5th. Richard Blood in 4th. Look at some of these cars that suddenly have found themselves at the front of the field just because of pit strategy or perhaps lack thereof. It's like Alcohol and Winchester are running side by side right now. Winchester could be increasing a couple spots here. He could be moving up in the field.
Look at this. You know, Alcohol and Winchester, usually not a safe combination, and it certainly isn't a case of that when you got these two racing rivals, these two proven winners chasing each other down for a spot in round 8.
Proven winners both this season and last. They were in contention for the championship that was ultimately won by the 40 car, Jean-Paul Henry, who's running in 13th. Again, He may be just hanging on to being on the lead lap, but he ain't in the bottom half of this pack, so he's going to be staying in a good stretch of the lead. It's not going to be too bad. But again, you got to wonder about cars like Paul Walker, like Jim Blossom's now running in 30th. That's an absolute tragedy to see Jim Blossom's drop all that after having such a good race for so long. But as you said, Lloyd, it's all about rhythm. It's about finding your rhythm and holding on to it. And I guess sometimes the rhythm is going to get you.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when you said it's a tragedy to see Jim Blossom, I was just like, yeah, I know he looks like he's in bad shape.
He does. I mean, that's true too. Look at Paul Alcohol moving himself into 5th place, putting a big charge on Agent Toby Keith.
Only one drink's gonna do it for him, and that's the sweet taste of champagne and Victory Lane, and also Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Gin.
It's great cold. Try it cold. It is sometimes. It's cold gin time again. And Agent Toby Keith, you want to talk about an inconsistent, but a driver that's shown a lot of potential. Agent Toby Keith has had some great finishes this season. He's running in 4th right now. Again, just inconsistently unable to get into the into the playoffs. I think a little bit more consistency, maybe a little more polishing of that 27 car. Might make him a contender next year.
That's the thing. If you're a first-time watcher of the Diddler Cup Racing Series, and we talked about the fact we got a horse, we got a bear, we got an actual child. No, by the way, we've got a multi-platinum recording country singer who is also an agent of something.
He's apparently a special agent, like he insists on being Agent Toby Keith. He's part of ATF Bureau Racing, which of course is a 3-car racing team made up of the 27 car, the 21 car Cobb Salad, and of course the 47 Joe John Winchester. So again, 2 of those 3 cars running in top 10. And again, 2 of them made it into the playoffs. Only one still alive, and that's the 47 of Joe John Winchester. Cobb Salad, of course, being eliminated already. We are down to 30 laps to go. It is Petrol Topoff hanging on to this lead that he got after a caution came out that caused a lot. That happened after a lot of the leaders already visited pit road. Petrol Topoff is your leader in that 90 car. A win for him puts him automatically into the round of 8, which is something amazing because he's running in 5th place right now in the standings. He hasn't really been talked about much ever since his win, which I believe he won the 4th race of the season, didn't he?
That's right, he did. Petrol Topoff picked up that victory here. Matryoshka Inc., they're already a winning outfit in the Diddler Cup Racing Series. It just goes to show you the amount of international interest that exists in this little old racing series with all these drivers that are dumb as hell.
And again, for those who are pretty new to the Diddler Cup Series, the way the format works this year is we had 14 regular season races, and then we have an 8-race playoff. That's going to be changed a little bit, expanded a little bit next year, but we'll get to that eventually. What happens was, if you won a race in the regular season, you automatically qualify for the playoffs. And then the remaining spots went to top points. So again, we had 2 two-time winners in the regular season. That was basically the 2 War Machine Racing team cars, Giacomo and Paul Alcohol. That means we had 12 cars automatically qualify via winning, and we took the top 4 in points. So that's how all these cars made it. Petrol Topoff, he won a race earlier this season. I believe very early in the season. I can't remember which one it was, but I know he got a win.
It's going to be interesting to see how these last 25 laps play out. Petrol Topoff still in the lead of this race. He's holding off Fat Darrell, and that's a lot of Fat Darrell to hold off.
A lot of girth, a lot of heft. Now I gotta wonder. I'm looking at got 2 out of the 3 adjective food cars, the 2 that are not rookies, the experienced ones. Now, does the extra weight help you on a short track like this? I mean, there's centrifugal force and centripetal force and other types of forces that I don't understand.
There's centripetal motion, there's perpetual bliss, there's a pivotal moment, and it's impossible to understand how much that extra weight can really affect you when coming out of the corners like this. It's hard to get a 700-pound racing driver out with a 700 horsepower car.
Now, I don't understand what you're just saying there, Lloyd, but as far as Fat Darrell goes, I got faith he'll do this.
I see. there, Chip.
Yeah, there you go. And Fat Daryl running in second place again. Bit of a rough season for him. I mean, maybe the pressure of feeling like you need to be a leader on a racing team. You got Harry Gunt in the 8-2 car running in 8th place right now. And then you got Doug Pork in 27th right now. Of course, Doug Pork, a rookie, in that good gravy car. Look at Fat Daryl's taking a look-see.
Oh, Fat Daryl. Oh, Lord, he coming.
Oh, Lord, he coming indeed. And Smiley Van Buren going to cause a little chaos. He is in dead last place, several laps down. He's trying to make a pass and force Fat Daryl right up the high end of the lane of the track.
Oh!
It might cause Ennio Sparini to move into second place. Let's take an eye on this one.
Look at this low key up here. Ennio Sparini, he's challenging for second place.
He is. He almost went. He was trying to go with Smiley Van Buren and take a pass on Fat Daryl, but I think he abandoned that idea, and he's back into third place again with about 0.3 of a second behind him. So second place is pretty safe at the moment. But again, we're going to keep an eye on this one. Fat Daryl with 16 laps to go, trying to put a challenge on Petrol Topoff, trying to play spoiler to these playoffs. And there's something, the one time that Fat Daryl lacks something to be spoiled is when he's doing it. You know, he's sponsored by All the Ham and, of course, the Adjective Foods brand. Spoiled ham, not a thing he wants.
No, that's not right. He wants it glazed. He wants it honey baked. He wants it sugar coated. He wants it oven roasted. He wants it maple glazed.
He'll happily take that Monster Energy ham that I've been seeing going around.
That's right. That man, they don't sponsor us, man. Oh man,
we'll give him some love.
They won't ever sponsor us. Not like we need them.
No. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where it's just, you know, we got to just show our props that, you know, we're just proud of them for even just trying to do that. Like, nobody said that needed to exist in this world, but you know what? They were like, no, we're doing this.
That's right. Nobody listens to whether or not they should. They just listen to what their heart tells them they can do.
12 laps to go. Fat Daryl.
12 to go.
Chasing down. Now, Lloyd, it's a short track. 0.75 miles long means that only that 12 laps is basically a little bit of math there. 8 miles left of racing. 11 laps to go now. When does Fat Daryl make his move? When should he make his move? How soon do you wait?
That's the thing, you know, they say that Fat Daryl is so large that when he sits around the racetrack, he sits around the racetrack. So, you know, he's got a lot of room to work with. He can take up a lot of space in your rear view mirror, both literally and figuratively. He is going to push for all he's worth to try and get this win. If he could push Petrol Topoff to make a mistake with 10 laps to go, I think he could slide right in and take that win.
And again, Stumpy Lane right in front, as well as Jim Blossoms. Could that potentially cause a little bit of havoc? We got 9 laps to go right now. Petrol Topoff coming around there. He's not having to challenge those lap down to put cars down a lap just yet, but he's getting closer and closer. That may cause a little bit of carnage. Look at Fat Daryl. He is taking a look every time he gets down in that turn. He is looking for the right time. He knows he has to be patient, but time is quickly dropping out. We are down to 7 laps to go.
It's gonna get neck and neck here.
That's a big neck for Fat Daryl.
It's gonna be something, man. I'll tell you what. Oh man, you gotta strap yourself in. We had some diddling, but the diddling is just kind of the best part here.
Yep, 6 laps to go. Petrol Topoff, still your leader. I believe El Matador Toto Rosanna has got the extra 5 points for leading the most laps. Jean-Paul Henry, don't forget, has also led a lap. He's sitting in 12th place, doing pretty dang good as well. Probably going to stay in 12th place. That's not too bad considering the caution flag timing did not treat him all that well. 5 laps to go. Petrol Topoff seems to have it. He's going to start contending with this lap down car. Put Stumpy Lane a lap down. Could Fat Daryl use this to his advantage?
He's got to try and move Petrol Topoff. He's got to move him. He's got to bump him. Hell, I would just flat out spin him into the track. And if he wants to come look for a fight, he can meet me down to the parking lot right behind Langhorne Speedway. These two pit road officials from the Stone Mountain Race Memorial Speedway.
Yeah, Fat Daryl is not looking like he's gaining any time. He's trying to make a look, make a good run on. He is just dropping time from Petrol Topoff, who has just had the car to beat. Well, he just gained a lot of time. Let's see if this helps out. 2 laps to go. Can he do it? Can Fat Daryl bop it, twist it, and pull it into victory lane? Or will Petrol Topoff make it a second win in a row and put the Russian into the second?
He's gaining something by little by little. It's a white flag. Whoa!
And it looks like there was some smoke coming out of the car of Ricky Walton. Not sure what that was about, but it looks like we are going
I don't
to
think that's permitted under our non-existent substance abuse policy. White flag, here we go.
And Dos Vidania, it's going to be Petrol Topoff winning a race and taking that 90 car into the next round.
Oh my goodness.
What a finish right there for Petrol Topoff.
Oh man, I tell you what. I mean, that was such a gritty win. I'll tell you what, he took advantage of circumstances here. Of course, that mid-race caution pulled him up. But altogether...
oh, geez, what the hell's happening? Who
the hell? Oh, jeez. Oh, not you again. Oh,
okay, fine. Hello. We're doing this, okay?
Hello! Yes! Representing Matryoshka Inc. is me, Anton Antonov Antonovich, head of public relations for Matryoshka Inc. I am so proud of Petrol Topoff for leading all 150 laps and going on to take the victory.
Okay.
With 175 laps of taking victory. You know, I've seen this beautiful woman. She makes my life better, and to change her in the best side. As to me to describe myself, you know, I'm not so beautiful, but I'm clever, attractive, cheerful, and I'm sociable. You know, I'm a man of great wealth and great opulence. I went to school. I run a very successful racing team.
What is happening right now?
Let me see your computer here.
Video?
Let me see your video. Don't let me. Yes, just let me put this USB drive into the computer. Yes.
No, don't do that, please. That's gonna. Oh God, that's Beaumont's again.
Now I tell you, yes, we're very proud of Petrol Topoff for winning 24 Hours of Le Mans. I think he is very proud Russian driver, going to represent us very well in the Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang.
None of this is right at all.
I tell you, he makes a part of Russian 5, Petrol Topoff, Nikolai Soviet Driving Bear, Vladimir Kryptov, Slava Fetisov, and Vladimir Konstantinov on the blue lines.
Okay, I mean, like, blue jeans, blue lines, whatever. Okay, sure.
Yes, it's thin blue jeans. It's thin blue lines, that thin blue jeans. I wear the skinny jeans. If you would write to me, leave your email address and your routing and checking account number, and I will get back to you with a rich deposit of witches. Thank you very much for your time. God damn it! Man don't have no sense. He just keeps crashing the damn parties like this. I mean, congratulations to Petrol Topoff. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't understand what in the hell just happened. Was he filming like himself a dating video?
What? Chip?
Yeah.
What's that on your... I mean, I appreciate the boobies, but it just seems like they keep popping up all over the place, man.
Oh, that's Beaumont. I'm assuming that's normal.
Man, I mean, at least we didn't all get into a T-pose again like the last time he showed up. No,
that's good. We ain't in the T-pose. We're good.
Speaking of T-posing now, what happened on there? That daggone wreck that caused this race to go all hunky-dory.
I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna see what in the hell happened. See if I can get myself a good view. I'm looking through. We're of course going through the wrecks. Ah, found it.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim. Oh, no. Jabia, oh boy, oh man, oh Jim.
Okay, well, that's what's gonna happen. Well, okay, so we're doing this. Well,
Yes,
it is
I would
time.
love to see beaten man crash count heavily. Go away!
Jesus Christ, just give me the strength. He was filming a dating service video. Do you believe that?
I can absolutely believe it.
Yep, so Jim
I don't know what he
Blossoms-
was filming it with.
Jim Blossoms is coming off a pit road right now, and I don't know if this is actually his fault, but look what happens. He gets into it with Stumpy Lane, who's trying to get onto pit road, and I think that brought out the caution.
Oh no! Oh Jim!
Yeah, oh, Jim indeed.
To
And
be
then the
fair,
pace
he's
car
had
came out.
after like 5 retinal replacements here. You start to lose some of your peripheral vision, and
No
I think
doubt
that's
about
just what
that.
happened.
No doubt about that. Unfortunately, that is how it happens. We got one more thing to find out. Why in the hell Ricky Walton was smoking. Not what he was, but why in the hell he was smoking.
Sometimes to relieve stress.
Fair enough. But here we go. We are looking, excuse me about that, sorry. There's Ricky Walton running about a couple laps before the end of the race. We're going to find out what in the world was happening to Ricky Walton. There's just a bunch of smoke pouring out of his car.
He just
And it looks like
started.
the engine just blew on him. That's all it is. Yo, it's smoke pouring up. No contact. Just limping.
No
to the finish
contact.
line.
Just pure THC. All of it concentrated.
And it dropped him to 30th place. That is not a good place to be for Ricky Walton. Couldn't even get to pit road. Just missed pit road. Just went down onto the infield. And that is it. Well, folks, Petrol Top Off is your winner. He has already made it his way into the third round of the playoffs.
A man with very endowed penis and very thick bad body. Go away!
Jesus Christ. Give me the fucking strength. Give me the fucking strength. Well, that means the Russian's still going to be in contention, which is, I mean, he's a hell of a driver. Congratulations to that team. I don't know what I got to say about that man. He keeps coming in trying to impress the ladies. We do have updated standings. We're going to go ahead and give them to you on the bottom of the screen. Again, we're going to make sure we got it for you. So again, currently in first place is Petrol Top Off Automatic at the top with the win. Paul Alcohol is in second. Giacomo behind him. Richard Blood in fourth. Joe John Winchester in fifth. Jean-Paul Henry in sixth. Dirk Tanaka in seventh. Big Daddy Thibodeau in eighth. Paul Walker is in ninth place. Drops a couple spots. He's 16 points below Big Daddy Thibodeau. That is the cutoff line. Morris Mayfield, 4 points behind him in 10th place. Jim Blossoms dropping to 11th. And Ricky Walton drops to 12th. Again, Ricky Walton, 44 points below the cutoff line. So that means everybody is still in contention. Paul Alcohol has all but clinched it on points. He is just basically about 5 points clear of going through on points alone, like considering, guaranteeing him a spot in the top 8. But it is all to play for. Everybody has a chance in this one as we head to Alternate Rat Turn Speedway in Stone Mountain, Georgia this Sunday for the Noxious Fumes 500. It is a rat turn speedway. It is a super speedway, but these boys are going to have to turn right again, just under 3 miles long, going in reverse. It's going to be crazy, isn't it, Lord?
It's going to be ridiculous, and, we may actually lose a couple more pit road. Oh, jeez, damn. Oh, man, I tell you what, I'm sorry, I had to just look over my shoulder.
You know what happens?
Yeah. I had to look over my shoulder, make sure that Anthony, whatever the hell his name is, I didn't appreciate his whipping his dick out and taking the pants off in front of me.
He took himself a dick pic.
The only person who's going to be taking dick pics in this commentary both is me. 5-time short track champion Arizona Latin Lord Shifters.
Absolutely. That's what I
Sign
want.
in these DMs, ladies. Get you some of this.
There you go. Well, folks, that is it for us. Thank you for joining us here on the Diddler Cup. We'll see you again. We are 4 races to go till the end of the season. We crown a champion. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you followed along. Check out all the links below, our Twitter, the channel that, of course, you're watching on is IRM. Give it a follow. Join us again on Sunday as we race again. For Lightning Lloyd Shivers, I'm Chip Chapman, and this has been a goddamn auto race.
Let's get the fuck down to Georgia.